Hello everyone, I'm Sammy from Acrobat.net, and today we are going to be talking about this kind of tool and this kind of tool. They are called memory editors. They are universal tools for game hacking and cheating in games on basically any device, because there is memory editors and the potential for memory editors to exist on every single device. That means Windows PC, mobile phones, Android, iOS, consoles, even Nintendo gaming devices could potentially be memory edited, and it has happened in the past as well. So what do these tools do? How do they basically work? This is going to be a very basic tutorial, and later I'm going to do some more advanced stuff. So the very basics of memory editing. First, if you're gonna scan for values in a game, if you're gonna edit the game memory, which is what memory editing means, it means you go into the game memory, the RAM, if people know what that is. You go in there and you change data. You change values most of the time. So in order to do that, you need administrator privileges on whatever device you're using. Now, if you're using PC, you're lucky, because by default you already have administrator privileges. If it's your computer and you have the main account, the administrator account on that computer, not a problem. On Mac, same thing. Now on mobile devices and consoles, that's a little bit more difficult, because mobile devices generally have to be rooted or jailbroken or edited in some other way in order for you to have root privileges or administrator privileges, in order for one app, the memory editor in this case, to access the memory of another and change it. Doesn't work without administrator privileges. So in case of iOS or Android, you have to get a root, you have to get a jailbreak in order for these kinds of software to work. Now, on Xbox, PlayStation, and other consoles, you would need a hacked console that is able to run unsigned code, which usually happens a few years after the release of a console that someone finds a way to execute code that's not signed. But anyways, that's just a very basic thing. Now, how do you use memory editors? The most basic thing that you can do with memory editors is just simply scan for a value in your game memory. So as you can see right here, I have 300 money in this game. I can spend that money on stuff. Now, what a memory editor allows you to do is scan and find a memory value or data in your memory and change that data. Now, in order for me to have a money cheat in this game, it would be useful for me to have, unlimited money. So what I'm gonna wanna do is I'm gonna wanna find this value right here, the 300 gold or money or dollars or whatever that I have right now. The 300 money. So what you're gonna do in any memory editor, whether you're using a PC memory editor such as Cheat Engine or an iOS one such as Game Jam. By the way, you can find any memory editor on cheatware.net. Just Google cheatware and you'll end up here. There are memory editors for any device. For example, on Android you have Game Guardian, you have SB Game Hacker, Game Killer, Game CAH. On iOS you have stuff like Game Jam, iGame Guardian, and Game Player. On Windows you obviously have Cheat Engine. So there's all kinds of memory editors. You can find them at cheatware.net. There'll be a link in the description as well. And yeah, essentially it doesn't matter which device you're on, it's always the same concept. So what you're gonna want to do, I'm just gonna demonstrate here on this Android game, is you're gonna want to connect your memory editor to the game that you're trying to hack, right? So any device will have a lot of processes and applications running. You're gonna want to connect your memory editor to the game that you're trying to hack. Now in my PC game, that would just be Isaac, for example. I would just connect it here. So after you've done that, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to search for the value that you're looking for. Now this is just a very basic known value search. In this case, you know what the initial value is, so this is very simple. There's gonna be more tutorials in the link in description to where I go over how to find values that you don't know from the beginning and so on. So in this case we have 300 money, so we would just enter 300 and we would scan for that new search, right? And there's going to be value types. There will be more explanations as to those as well, but essentially value types are just packages that values can be packed into in a game memory. Now these packages, different ones, will have different properties, such as different lengths and therefore different sizes in the memory. For example, double allows you to have floating points, so 3.1456778, that would be a float or double, and dword is just a very long integer, for example, integer being a whole number. But it doesn't matter because most memory editors have an auto option, so you just go for auto. But the basic concept really never changes. So you scan for the value that you're trying to hack, you go for auto so that the program auto detects the value type, then you change the value in the game, because the problem right now is I have a lot of search results. As you can see, 1,300 values. Now, in order for me to hack this value, I need to basically isolate it, because if I changed 1,300 values in this game, the game would crash. I would corrupt it. I would corrupt even the game save data. So I don't want that. So what you're gonna want to do is you wanna change the value that you're trying to hack. In my case, I'm just gonna spend some money. If you're trying to hack gems, you buy something for gems, or if you want to try and hack your health or whatever, you take some damage or heal yourself, or if you're doing skill points, you just spend some skill points or you earn some, and so on. So after that, you go back in there and you scan for the new value in among this list of values, and you go for refine in this case. Now, different memory editors will have different options that have different names, but essentially you're searching in among the values that have previously been at 300 and look for those that are now changed to 280, which should give us a little bit more of a narrow selection of values. In this case, we are already at under 12. Now, you might still have more. What you're going to do in that case is you're just simply going back into your game, you're changing the value again, go back into your memory editor, and you scan again, in this case for 270, and you refine again, and you do that over and over until you're below 12, or ideally below 2 values. Alright, sometimes there will be only one value corresponding to this number, sometimes there will be up to 12, 14 even, and essentially once you've done that, I think if you have below 20 values, it's absolutely safe to change all of them. And I am just going to change it to 999,999, very generic, but let's go for it. Actually, this is the wrong one. Let's go for this one instead. 999,999. Yes, let's go. Goody. Alright now. And as you can see, in game, my money value is now changed, and that is the very basic functioning of a memory editor. And it's the same thing in essentially any game on any platform. Now this is PC, as you can see. Now this is a PC game, and this is a PC memory editor, but the concepts are exactly the same. You're able to scan for values, you have your value types, you can go for different kinds of normal whole values or integers, then you have float, double, and so on, or you have an all option that will take a little bit longer, and so on. So this is Cheat Engine. It's the best one for PC in my opinion. But anyways, what I'm trying to say here is everything essentially works the same, which brings us to the next kind of hack there is. Now, it's a speed hack. That's something that has become very common in memory editors in recent years, and for the better in my opinion, because it's a very useful option that helps you in a lot of games. Now, it's not per se game hacking, it's just speeding up the game or slowing it down. Now, if you slow down a game, obviously you will have more reaction time. Very, very useful in games like shooters, where being quick and reacting quickly is very important. So I'm just going to show this. This is how I usually move and shoot in this game. Now, if I enable a speed hack, you will see that I will be sped up. So 1 is normal speed, 2 would be twice the normal speed. I'm gonna go for 5. That would be 5 times normal speed. But if we enable a slowing down hack, so 0.5 would be half speed, that should work. Let me see. Yeah, that one works. So that's the thing about speed hacks. They don't always work on every game because there's different methods of actually producing game speed. In this particular case, only the slowing down hack works. The speed hack doesn't seem to work, but in a lot of games it actually does. Now, this is just actually normal speed. If I try to double the speed, it's normal speed. So that's something you will encounter with speed hacking in general on any device. It doesn't always work, but it's very, very useful. Now, you also have this on Android, on iOS, and on other platforms, Mac, and so on. Now, here it would just be like this, where you can slow down the game, and as you can see, the animation slows down. So that is another very useful thing. Helps you in a lot of games. And it works on essentially every single game out there. That's the good thing about memory editors, really. The compatibility. You don't rely on anyone else to make a hack for you. You can just hack the game yourself. It doesn't matter which version of the game you have. It'll always either work or not work, depending on whether a game is server-based or client-based. But every game essentially is possible to hack. That's the other thing. Every game can be hacked. However, how much you're able to hack really depends on whether a game is more client-sided or server-sided. Now, the client is the game on your device, right? On your Windows, on your iOS, on your Android, on your whatever, right? That is the client. Now, in single-player games, everything is processed on the client, on your device. So your health, your money, your whatever. In this case, my keys, my bombs, it's all my client. I can hack it all, alright? However, in an online game, for example, usually my health and my money and my keys and my items will be processed on the server, which is a computer that belongs to the game developers, that cannot be hacked. And even if it was possible to hack it for a time, the administrators would just shut down the servers, roll everything back, and patch whatever was the issue. So it's not going to happen. However, online games can still be hacked to a certain extent, just not those particular values. There are still other client-side hacks that can be done, such as walking through walls, speed hacks, and so on. But anyways, I get too deep into that. What I'm trying to say is every game can be hacked. However, if you don't know exactly what you're doing, I don't recommend connecting any memory editor to an online game, because more often than not, the game's going to detect that and automatically ban your account. So please, guys, don't do that. Do some research before you try and hack a game. Anyways, guys, these are the basics of memory editing and using memory editors to hack your favorite games on any platform, basically. As I've said, you can get memory editors, tools of different varieties here at cheatware.net. There'll be a link in the description as well. And if you're looking for more tutorials, I'm going to show you encrypted value search, I'm going to show you fuzzy search and more. At the article below, there'll also be videos there. And yeah, anyways, guys, I hope this helps, and I will see you guys next time.